Yes, people, welcome back to the first 11. It is the EFL show. Yeah, Aaron's in a great mood. I'm not going to say much about that game. I'll just let him do the talking because marijuana has been inhaled again at fucking Plymouth Argyle. But the bonus is Northampton, who beat us 2-0, smashed Portsmouth 4-1 this weekend. So well done, Pompey. You seriously are the bottle jobs of League One. Indiana saying smash the like button. Absolutely smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Share the link. Get as many people in here as possible. And saying, come on, Sunderland, the most informed team in this league. And we're not here to mess about anymore. This is true. They beat Rochdale 2-0. Congratulations to them as well. Indiana saying, wait, who's got bragging rights this week? Yeah, we won't talk about that.
Yeah, Indiana.
Chris saying, hi lads, hope you're well. We saying, no, I thought you said Sunderland were going to drop points. I mean, the season isn't over yet, is it? So unless you're going to go unbeaten all season, what I said is absolutely correct. And Chris saying, it's a new week, that's all I'll say. Yeah, and we've got Wigan, and most likely, actually, it's at home park, so, you know, things could be better. But, guys, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Apart from my team, yeah, not too bad, mate. Hope you're well.
Yeah, we'll get into that. And obviously, Aaron, to be fair, the pillow actually does look better than your face. So
yeah, a lot better.
You can keep the pillow up for the whole stream if you want. It'll be much nicer.
Oh, you knew I was going to be elated today. You knew I was going to be as elated as a firework.
Yeah, I mean, who have you got on Tuesday?
We got a Crew. I don't think they've lost at home since November. They've drawn a few, but they've won a few. So this is going to be hopefully a record breaker.
I really dislike their manager, but I'd love them to now smash you. Just for multiple reasons. But we'll start with Gillingham. Obviously, Gillingham getting a fairly good result against Ipswich Town. I mean, Ipswich again. They're just dropping points like no tomorrow. It's absolutely horrific. And to be fair, I mean, apart from possession, they had one shot on target all game. I mean, and that was the one they've scored, by the way, as well. So not great for Ipswich, but not too bad for Gillingham.
Yeah, it's pretty well. I say pretty good, very good win for them. On very good form. A lot of good players in form as well. The likes of Jordan Graham, Vladane Oliver, who got, I think he got 2 goals, didn't he, Vladane Oliver? Or maybe one, but he's on good form. Good result against. I mean, to be fair, Ipswich have done well in their last. They've won like the last 3 or 4 games. Ipswich, so I was pretty surprised, but yeah, it's a really good win for the Gills.
I would say I'd be surprised, but it's Ipswich, and they always have that ability to just start hitting bad form again.
What I will say about that result is it's a good Steve Evans performance. I think he's definitely created the mentality to win that game. I think Gillingham really pushed on after Ipswich got that equaliser, and I think that Ipswich just defensively really collapsed in that game. I think one of the biggest negatives I can pick out about, I think, at least one of the Ipswich goals was the goalkeeper, Thomas Helvey. I think that he had a pretty poor second half, especially. I think that, I think Ipswich fans were I think Ipswich was one of the reasons why Darren Moore left us. So, thanks for sparing us on and making you look terrible. But, I think Ipswich, they need to come back from this. But in my opinion, I don't see Ipswich finishing in a playoff place this year. I see them like Plymouth, like MK Dons, like maybe possibly Sunderland, maybe Portsmouth if they get rid of Kenny Jackett. I see Ipswich being a contender next season.
You don't think Sunderland are going to be a contender this season?
I think they'll be in the playoffs, but I think they might not win the playoffs. I think next season will be the complete rebuild.
I think Reese, who I know is watching, would politely like to disagree in a very
Oh, yeah.
northern accent. In a very northern accent, he'll currently be telling you to F off. Sunderland are in good form as well at the moment.
Yeah, it's just the reason why I say Sunderland won't go up is because I think they'll get playoffs, which is wonderful, from the position they were in under Phil Parkinson, to turn that around and to go into a playoff position and maybe even get playoff final. That'd be a wonderful achievement. But in my personal opinion, they need that summer under, it's going to be their first full season under the new ownership. It's going to be their first full season under Lee Johnson. They need the summer, and they're going to absolutely walk the league. And in my personal opinion, yes, the top 5, in my opinion, is pretty much certain. In any order, Peterborough, Lincoln, Hull, Doncaster, Sunderland. They're the top 5.
You do
6th place is up to the likes of Accrington or Plymouth or Blackpool.
You do realise Sunderland have the most informed striker with 6 goals in 8 games, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's why they're going up automatic. The playoffs.
They're going up automatics, just saying.
Yeah, no, that's why they're a main contender for at least the playoffs.
I'm more inclined to agree with Charlie. I think Lincoln have the ability to drop points. Hull absolutely have ability to drop points. Sunderland have 2 games in hand over Hull.
Yeah,
they're 5.
We've got 4 games in hand on Hull, so it's ours to lose as well.
Yeah, and they've just got the most informed striker in the league at the moment. So I'm more inclined to say Sunderland are probably automatic, if not high up in the playoffs.
But if they don't go up this season, it will be next season guaranteed.
Well, I don't like to use the word guaranteed ever because,
Yeah, you never know with
Liverpool were guaranteed to win the title this year, and now they're looking at Europa Conference.
Well,
but moving swiftly on from that game, Shrewsbury, they lost 2-0 to Fleetwood. Fleetwood sliding behind Argyle at the moment. It's not nice to watch. But just a sort of solid performance from them, really. It was quite close. Not many sort of shots or any attacks, really. And with 2 sort of mid-table teams. I mean, but Fleetwood, they're not too bad.
Yeah, it was a very, very good win from Fleetwood. Obviously, they won a bit of a poor run, but 2 wins in the last 2. Beat obviously Lincoln away last week, and then obviously got a good win at Shrewsbury. But Shrewsbury, since Steve Cottrell obviously gone back in, they've been on a bit of a poor run because they lost to Accrington, lost to us, and then obviously lost at the weekend. But I think Shrewsbury won't be in any fight. They'll be all right. They'll stay up. But it was a good win for Fleetwood.
I'd totally agree with that. And the next game, before we go to some comments, Wigan MK Dons. Wigan with a good result. A result that I'd rather they didn't get, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, same here.
Considering they're coming to Home Park tomorrow, I would really have not wanted them to get a 3-0 win over MK Dons. But, they only had 29% possession.
Yeah, I think that was just a case of taking your chances when you've got the chances. That was what I would describe that game. What I'll say about Wigan and MK Dons, Wigan, I mean, the stirring up behind the scenes that there will be a financial takeover in the next couple of weeks, maybe. So for them, it would be amazing, absolutely incredible. Well done to Wigan because you deserve it. You're a former Premier League club. You need that rise up like Sunderland are getting, like Bolton are going for. With MK Dons, it's a process. And that's what I noticed from listening to, because I've got to have a listen back to the highlights of the press conference with Russell Martin heading into their next game tomorrow.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen his press conference.
I heard what he said. And many MK Dons fans have said it, other fans have said it, and I'll say it. It's a process. And trust me, they're going to be real contenders next year because with the squad they're building up, with the kind of talent they're getting in their squad, they're now starting, and I know this might be disrespectful in a way, but they're now starting to get a squad that's going to start matching up with the capacity of their stadium. And they're going to, because the stadium's a championship stadium, maybe even Premier League stadium.
Yeah, so it's a nice ground.
MK Dons are going to start building and building and building, and sooner or later, AFC Wimbledon, they're going to start building and building and building, and sooner or later, we're going to get like a second-tier rivalry between these two teams. So MK Dons are on the process right now, and hopefully AFC Wimbledon can follow suit. But MK Dons, they're going places in the future, and I think Wigan as well with their new owner. Hopefully, they're going to be going places. So I think it was just a case of Wigan taking the chances, MK Dons have the possession, and overall, in the balance of things, it's two teams that have got very exciting futures.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that on the Wigan basis, and starting to hit some fairly decent form. Scott Wooten, a former Argyle boy, has gone up to Wigan. I was about to say down to Wigan, but that wouldn't work really. Gone up to Wigan to help them out, and he's performing quite well. And it was quite funny because Wigan fans were like, I was like, yeah, he's a bit shit. I still agree with that comment, but he's doing fairly well at Wigan, so maybe a change of scenery was needed for him. Comment here from Chris saying, I can only dream being in League One, but that's not happening today.
Carlisle's just outside the playoff places, so there's still a lot of the season left to go. There's still final four.
There is still time.
They just need to go on a run because they've been
doing the form
recently.
Reece commented saying Aaron is the one who thinks Donny will go up, mate. Look at the form table. I mean,
the form table says one thing, but Andy Butler bringing some new life into the squad says otherwise.
All I'm going to say is keep going, Reece. I would love someone to sort Aaron out today. It certainly ain't going to be my team. Reece saying, or as David off the terrace says, look at our XG. I mean, that's a fairly good point there. Indiana, big up to Indiana as well. Who plays the most exciting football in each league?
Peterborough League One, definitely.
Yeah.
Or probably Peterborough.
Exeter normally have quite good games. It's normally end-to-end with Exeter. I mean, not always in a positive way, but their games are quite entertaining normally.
Yeah. Or maybe Cambridge. They seem to do doing pretty well and exciting football.
I'd probably say Cheltenham play exciting football as well. There's a reason why they're top. There's a reason why they're top of the league, and in some cases, I do see some attacking intent from the likes of Forest Green and Morecambe and Salford at times.
I'm sorry, but I know the manager of Morecambe, and they are not going to be playing attacking football. Trust me, it's Derek Adams. The man doesn't know how to attack. It's normally we'll sit behind the ball and hit you on the counter. Trust me,
the 3 points off the automatic, so it's working.
but of course it works. He's very good at getting teams out of League Two. Trust me, I know.
Can he do it in League One?
Watching the football is very difficult sometimes.
Yeah, I think once if Morecambe get promoted this season to League One, League One will be the season. I know. If they get promoted this season, next season in League One will be the season where we watch and see exactly how they adapt to a higher division.
I mean, I would love it if Exeter and Morecambe came up so that we can put Exeter back in their place and put Derek Adams back in his box, because I really dislike them. Charlie saying, can I come on and talk about Kuehl? Maybe if we've got time at the end. I know obviously Aaron has to shoot off quickly tonight, but if we do have time, we will. But we definitely got that story, and we will be covering.
I've got to shoot off at around 25 to 8. Sorry. So cool. See me on Lee Charles TV after this is over.
If we have time, we will. But we've got the story to cover anyway. There's lots to cover today. As you can imagine, obviously, games playing thick and fast now. He's also saying, why is it on earlier? That is precisely the reason why it's on earlier today. Chris saying, hopefully Carlisle proved me wrong. I'm always pessimistic.
There's still time, Chris. Don't worry. I'm sure you'll go up.
There's still a final third of the season to go.
He says Cheltenham, Cambridge, Exeter playing exciting football in League Two. So pretty much everyone we suggested.
I'd say if you want to give me my non-league thoughts.
Charlie disagrees. Cheltenham don't play exciting football.
No, that's because he's a Carlisle fan. He would say that, wouldn't he?
If you want to give me my thoughts on non-league, I'd say. If you want to give me my thoughts, if you want to give me my thoughts on non-league, I'd say Torquay and Hartlepool play good, exciting football, and I think if they go up to Football League again, they're ones to watch in League Two.
They're not.
I've watched Torquay this season. I've watched Torquay this season. I've watched highlights from Torquay. They play good football, and they could be a danger for the right signings.
They are not ones to watch in League Two. Trust me.
But to be fair, At least, I'd love to see them back in the Football League next season, because it's been a while since we've seen Torquay play at that level, and I've missed them in a way, because I've got used to having them around in the North East. So, and I think Hartlepool as well. They've been under the radar of a few years, so it's good to see them back as well.
I'm an Argyle
since
fan,
they beat us. If they go to League One in a few years' time, we need to beat them back down after they denied us the League Two title a few years ago.
Who? Hartlepool.
Hartlepool, on the final day.
You've got more chance of Sheffield United winning the Premier League.
They beat us on the final day of League Two, even though we were already promoted, and they went down anyway. They denied us the title. Portsmouth ended up getting the title, and they forgot the title down to Portsmouth. So we need to get some revenge on them at some point.
Absolutely horrific. But yeah, Torquay will not dominate League Two football. Trust me.
Oh no! I think they'll settle for mid-table at best. They won't be in any relegation trouble. Same with Hartlepool, but I think they'll be in mid-table.
I think you overestimate Torquay United. I think.
I just love a fairy tale story.
I know you do, but I'm also from Devon, and I know quite a bit about Torquay, and they're definitely they're struggling.
Yeah, but
they found their level.
The Football League. It'd be great.
They're that yo-yo team there between Leagues 2 and the Championship, the conference.
Non-league. Yeah, I get that, but I'm just very excited to see Torquay go back, because I think I've missed them. Yeah. I've missed them for a while.
Can't say I have. Chris saying I won't mind Morecambe bottling it, as they are Carlisle's Northwest rivals. We saying see yous after 9 on League Charles. South Shields playing cracking football. The EFL show has now turned into the non-league show, guys. I just thought I'd let you know.
Barnet's in trouble, and Dover Athletics not playing the game yet.
Excellent. And now back to the EFL, but make sure you do like the video and subscribe and get people in here. Let's move to Sunderland now. I was told by someone, I wrote it down, Dion Sanderson from Sunderland. And actually, I've had a quick look at him. He did well this weekend. With 88, he's a centre-back, mind you, with 88% pass accuracy, with 2 tackles, 2 clearances. It's not bad from him, to be fair. He does look like he's very composed on the ball, and he does look like he doesn't lose the ball often, which is, remarkable.
Who's he on loan from?
Wolves.
Yeah. I reckon, we could go away the same as Max Coleman, get some first-team appearances in the next couple of years.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was surprised he joined. Oh shit, my phone fell over. I was surprised that he moved down to League One, because he was on loan at Cardiff last year, and Cardiff fans thought very well of him. And obviously, he sort of struggled at the start to get in the team. But yeah, he's been in there because obviously their captain Willis or their vice captain, the centre back, got injured. And he stepped in and took his chance. And yeah, very good win for them at the weekend, carrying on their good form.
Yeah. And I think what I would say on the balance of that result is that Rochdale's unfortunately my pick to finish bottom of the league. I'm sorry, Rochdale fans, but I don't think it's looking good. But you know what the good thing about it is? They can rebuild in League Two now, because I think they're getting a sporting direct. Barry Murphy's going to build a squad, and hopefully it's the start of maybe exciting times ahead. But for Sunderland, great win. Yeah,
you're right. Most fans that get relegated, they always see the positives out of it and focus on the rebuild in the future. I know.
Oh yeah, I don't see the negatives of relegation, because I think it's a chance to go again, rebuild.
Yeah, but it's money though, isn't it? Like, it's money. Like, if Rovers got relegated this year, like, mate.
Well, I'll put it this way: when Argyle got relegated, trust me, I saw 0 positives in that. I was
exactly.
I was raging. MSC and saying Marshall would piss League Two. Probably would. He does play for Premier League Manchester United, so I would expect him to do some big things in League Two.
What I would say though, with the Plymouth, when Plymouth got relegated, what I did say was, now look where you are this season. You're in a position where you could get playoffs for the Championship. You've come back better and stronger. You've come back better and stronger.
Even if we stayed up, Ryan Lowe would have still come to us, because we would have been a League One club instead of
100%. Yeah, so that's what I mean.
I know you're trying to be positive about our relegation, but trust me, it was not a positive time.
I know there was 0 positive when you got relegated, but now looking at it a few years down, now Yeah,
Yeah,
no, but you look at it in the long term. You look at it where you are now. You're in a position to potentially get playoffs for the championship.
When was the last time you were in League Two?
Well, it was a couple of years ago. Yeah, 2017, 2018 season, I think.
Yeah,
so it was Darren Ferguson.
That was a good League Two as well, because that had likes of Pompey Argyle, I think, at that time.
Oh yeah, but that was the season we walked the league and bottled the title on the final day.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Fair, this is what I'm saying about Plymouth. This is what I'm saying about Plymouth. You had zero positivity when you got relegated. Now look where you are. You're in a position where you could get playoffs for the championship. You've come back stronger from zero positivity. That shows that relegation could be the life or death for a football club.
Yeah, maybe in a couple of years' time when you're looking further.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Long term, you come from zero positivity, then 2-3 years later, you come to a good position.
Excellent. Charlotte saying big up Niall, Charlie, and to Aaron.
Yeah, big up Charlotte. Go subscribe
to
Strong
Charlotte.
TV. Strong TV, go subscribe.
Absolutely, and we saying some big games in League One tomorrow. There absolutely is.
If rivals slip up and we win, we get a wonderful week ahead. We get a wonderful week if rivals slip up and we win tomorrow.
Big up to Matt. I don't see negatives of relegation.
I'm just an overall nice guy, and I don't see the bad in much things. So I think with relegation, it's just in the future you get a better build and you come back a better team, because you sort of take it as a lesson learned and you come back better. Or other teams can take it as another confidence drainer, and you end up slipping down the leagues into the non-leagues. So that's why I see it.
I'm going to politely disagree with that one.
That's your opinion. I have my opinion. You have mine.
Absolutely. I just think relegations are terrible and it should never happen. It should happen, but not to my club. Brutal. But Charlie, do you want to talk us through the whole game?
Yeah, obviously we were going into it just outside the relegation zone. Hull was second, but it was frustrating because Hull had a lot of possession, as you'd expect. You know, the difference between Hull and Rovers is night and day. But on the pitch, it wouldn't. I mean, they didn't even have many shots. But again, with Rovers, it's just making mistakes, stupid mistakes, like the first goal. Luke Leahy, our left back, tried shielding the ball out for a goal kick, and Malik Wilkes just took it off of him, crossed it in, and they scored. And then second half, our two centre backs went for the same ball, missed the ball, and they scored. So that basically sums up our season. Mistakes leading to goals, and it's bad because we got Josh Grant, who was on loan at Plymouth last year. He's been really good for us the last month. He went off injured in the first half, so yeah, it doesn't look good. It was Hull, but it really should have been 0-0, but we just seem to gift teams goals at the moment, and it's not looking good. We've gone back into the relegation zone as well now, so
it's okay. I know all about gifting goals. It's something we do quite regularly. But a good result for Lincoln, obviously chasing automatics. They've been pushed out of automatics of recent because of bad results. Argyle beating them. But they stepped it up again, beat Crew 3-0. Quite a comfortable result from them, especially considering Crew managed one shot on target again. Why is there a team that have one target? Like, that's now the third game that I've gone through, just not taking your dinner. It's like they're all trying to play rugby.
Yeah, and what I'll say about this game, because obviously Crew's our opponents tomorrow. One shot on target, that gives me as an opposition hope. But for Crew Alexandra, it's just, yes, it was on the road, and yes, their home form's better than their away form. But with Crew Alexandra, I think that it's just not taking chances. And Lincoln, with the position that they're in, no matter if we think they're going to bottle points or not, come further down the line, Lincoln is still fine up there in the top 2, top 3, top 4. So they're still going to go for it. And they've got some wonderful talent that's just, I think it was just taking a dinner and just outclassing the opposition. But for Crew Alexandra, if they're going to try and get something from us, because, we're obviously we're a very attacking, high pressing, direct team. So Crew are going to have to really start taking their chances, because I've got a feeling they're going to be on the ball quite a bit. So the chances they have, they've got to take, because they know they're against an opposition like a Lincoln or a Doncaster that have got the attacking players. With the football we're playing now under Andy Butt with more freedom, we can get at them. We could score a load of goals if they're not careful with taking their chances. So we need to be clinical, and they need to be clinical if they're going to get something from that game. But it's going to be interesting. But honestly, Lincoln they were just a different level on the day.
Yeah, totally agree. Moving quickly on, Accrington beating Swindon 2-1. Swindon are just outside the playoffs, obviously, a point ahead of Bristol Rovers, but you have got a game in hand. So there is that sort of blessing in disguise for you, Charlie. But what's the thoughts on Swindon dropping points to Accrington?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not. It's obviously good for us, but Swindon have been doing pretty well recently. I think they equalised as well during that game. Brett Pittman with the goal. But yeah, Accrington, it was good for them to win. Obviously, they've had a few patchy results recently, and obviously they come to Rovers tomorrow as well. And it's so annoying because it's a team that everyone seems obviously to take the mick out of because of that advert, But they're actually our bogey team. We do awful against them. Even, what is it, about a month and a half ago when Tisdale was in charge, we lost 6-1 to Accrington. So I'm not looking forward to tomorrow. But yeah, it was a good win for Accrington.
Yeah, Accrington are not too bad.
I think if I could add something to that, I would say with that advert quote, I'd say no one should be mocking Accrington if they get into the playoffs this season, if Portsmouth, because they are, with Portsmouth dropping points, with Ipswich dropping points, with Accrington gaining points, they really are a contender to get 6th place this season. Well, maybe 5th as well if us or Sunderland start dropping points, but Accrington are a serious playoff contender. Like Ipswich might be, Crewe might be, Plymouth might be, Blackpool might be, but Accrington certainly are a playoff contender this season. And I've said it on past streams, their stadium capacity and their facilities don't match where that club's going at the minute, because they need bigger. They need something bigger than what they're going for at the minute, because they're just achieving stuff that we never dreamed they would achieve, and that's a credit to the board, the players, the backroom staff, and John Coleman. That guy is probably, in my opinion, and comment down below, guys, if you disagree with this or not. I've had a lot of disagreements this week. In my personal opinion, John Coleman is the best modern day. In fact, not even modern day. He is the best manager in Accrington Stanley history.
Oh, by far. I thought you were about to say in the Football League, and then we were about to have a fight on.
Well, maybe.
I'm weighing up. I'm including Accrington Stanley and the old the old original club, Accrington FC. In terms of Accrington FC and Accrington Stanley FC, he is, in my opinion, the best manager that club's ever had in their whole history, from Accrington FC and Accrington Stanley FC.
Yeah. Before we cover the carry on.
I just wanted to quickly add something as well. They're two strikers, right? If they don't go up, they're losing. Like Bishop, I'm pretty sure Bishop and Charles, they've got about 25 goals between them, and they've signed them from like non-league. Bishop, they signed him from Leamington Spa in like the 8th tier.
Oh my god!
And if Accrington
don't go up this year, those two strikers will go up this year.
Yeah,
guaranteed. They'll find the club in the Championship that will take them. Yeah. If no one else takes them, we'll take them, because we need some more goal scorers.
Moving on quickly, because we will run out of time at some point. Before we cover the last 4 games, Indiana, with a quick question: which of you 3 have the biggest fan base? Argyle? No.
Definitely not Doncaster.
Definitely not.
No. I'm being honest here, right?
Yeah. So am I. It's Argyle. Have you seen Argyle's support? We've got huge
good
support around the world, mate. It's full. There's full of Argyle fans in America. There's fans all over the world. We're one of the best supported, and we packed out at least 12,000 fans in a League 2 games, which is just mad, really.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Plymouth, but obviously it's a bit different because in Bristol there's 2 teams. Obviously Plymouth is just a whole, but yeah, Plymouth's atmosphere and the fans, because even when you're doing average in League 1 and you still get like 9 to 10,000 at home, and then away you pretty much sell out. I mean, same as Rovers. We get
yeah.
Away we're probably up there in the top, probably just behind you, and at home as well. Like if we're doing well, then we get like 10,000, but average is like 8 to 9. But,
yeah, I'd say our fan base is quite big as well. I'd say that we've got a good home and away support. We do. We're a community club, we're a family club. We have that family atmosphere. So we have a good. We do have a good all ages fan base, and we do have a good amount of support home and away. We do support the team from home and away, whether it's from home or from the ground.
But do your fans have to do like 600-mile round trips?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes by coach. I don't know whether they still do it now. I think they do, but I know a few years ago,
I'll phrase that a different way. Did you on a Tuesday?
They provide coach for
fans.
So
do we. Did you on a Tuesday night against Salford take about 1,200 fans? Bearing in mind we're in Plymouth. I rest my case.
But we are still a good fan base. Might not be the biggest in the world, but we are still a good fan base.
It's all right. Although Sunderland has a huge fan base.
Yeah, I mean Sunderland, you can't even say that because they should be in the Premier League. So.
I mean, obviously,
they've got a big fan base because of the new owner. Because I think the old owners took away most of their fans.
They've always had. No, I'm not even going to say anything. But apparently, Indiana's saying we're full of sailors down in Argyle. Rovers full of pirates. Full of pirates.
And I'm guessing Doncaster Rovers is the definition of fight.
Well, no, I'm guessing he wants us fighting. We probably will soon enough, Indiana. Don't worry about that, mate. But moving quickly on, Northampton smashing Portsmouth 4-1. Love to see it. Portsmouth, they are in some horrific form at the moment.
I'm glad. I'm so glad. I'm glad they're dropping below us. But you know what I want to do? I want to give so much credit to Northampton and their interim manager, John Brady. They have led that team after Keith Curle's exit to a decent run of form. Don't even start, Reece. Don't even start. But honestly, yeah. I think that, Northampton have gone on a decent run of form. They've put together a wonderful squad and they've put it in a great tactic. And the way they've set up against Portsmouth was, from the front foot. And Portsmouth were just letting it happen. And I've said this once and I'll say it again. The only way Portsmouth will be ever a contention for playoffs, let alone automatic, is Jacket to go bye-bye.
Well, no, Jacket is bye-bye at the moment, and that's why Portsmouth...
Oh, no. People want him out, but Jacket's got the backing of the board, so I don't understand what's going on behind the scenes at Portsmouth.
Jacket's currently away from Portsmouth at the moment, because obviously medical reasons. I'm not sure if he's come back yet. I know he
well, I think Portsmouth fans are praying that he stays away for the next game. They might actually win a game for once.
That's what I mean. Their bad form has been since Kenny went away on. I think he had to go hospital or something.
Yeah, since
I think he's left his batteries in holiday.
Maybe Portsmouth Tim Pot fans would like to change their opinions. Arguably, Portsmouth are arguably the biggest frauds in the Football League, and I say that with chest. We're a big club. No, you're not. You're tiny. Sit back down. I feel
sorry for Portsmouth fans. I feel sorry for them because they've had that Premier League. I know some people won't feel, but honestly, as a genuine football fan, I do feel sorry for them because I think they've been fans. Well, I know some of them can get cocky and arrogant, but I'm just saying on a general football fan kind of basis. I'm saying that
literally when we played them, a couple of weeks ago. When we beat them 3-1 at home, like all of the Portsmouth fans were like, "Oh, we're going to beat Rovers like 4-5-0," and we literally played them off the park.
I get that.
They are the worst fan. They are the worst fan base in English football.
The cocky ones can get so cocky, but the polite ones that I'm going to say this in specifically, the polite ones that are actually nice. I know there's a rare few in your opinion, but there is some nice fans out there somewhere. I feel sorry for them because since 2010, since that administration, while they're in the Premier League, they've been mismanaged, and they've had previous success under the likes of Harry Redknapp.
They're run by themselves. So they literally run by a fan group now.
Yeah, I do feel sorry for them. I really do feel sorry for them.
That's why
They
I
haven't
don't
got
feel
that
sorry
Disney
for them,
magic. They haven't got that Disney magic. They've been run over by Walt Disney rather than Michael Eisner.
No club in the Football League has dipping magic. We're not all flaming Salford City. But to be brutally honest, they're run by the fans. Their fans are arrogant, and I like to see them suffer.
Yeah, I get that. I just feel sorry because they've had past success. So I just want to see them get back to that heights again for their sake. Because they might lose the will to live if they don't.
They can in the Football League for as long as possible.
Would you like to see Portsmouth go down to the conference?
Absolutely, that would make my day. I would love that.
I knew that was going to come out. I knew
saying we need to find one for the show. We absolutely do. I would roast them. I'd roast them.
Trust me, I knew you were going to say something like Portsmouth down to the Conference League if you would like to see it. Portsmouth versus Wealdstone.
Mate,
I just would love to see Portsmouth in the conference.
Their club would be dead if they went to the conference. Their club would struggle.
They'd have to revitalise. They'd have to revitalise as Portsmouth AFC.
Moving on to AFC Wimbledon drawing 1-1 with Blackpool. Not much to say apart from AFC Wimbledon fighting in the relegation zone and Blackpool.
Good result.
Sort of
a frustrating one. A frustrating one for us. Literally, I was so annoyed at the weekend because, apart from Swindon, Wimbledon got a late equaliser. I mean, obviously, really good result for them. Fair play against a good Blackpool team. And literally all the results, went against us again this week. So, and we got them. We got Wimbledon on Saturday. So at home, so a massive game for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd second that. I think that I think it was a frustrating one for Blackpool as well because I think they had the talent and the form over AFC Wimbledon to get the 3 points, but it was just they couldn't hold out. And I think is this the start of a winless run for Blackpool? I don't know. We don't know. Anything can happen in the Football League. But for AFC Wimbledon, hopefully for them and for the safety of their club from relegation, this is going to be the point that hopefully kicks the rest of their season on.
I thought you said that relegations were full of positives.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. If they get relegated, they might regroup and get promoted.
Surely AFC Wimbledon should embrace the positives.
You need to let me finish. I think that if they do get relegated, then they need to regroup and go again because they can get back up to the League One, no doubt. If this is the point that helps keep them up on form and in the last few games, then it'd be good for AFC Wimbledon because then they might, next season, they'll refresh and kick on. If they get relegated, they'll kick on anyway. But I think for AFC Wimbledon, it's just a case of use that point and try and fight as much as you can.
But if you do get relegated, it's full of positives.
They've got a new stadium. They've got a new stadium where they could reach the League One levels again.
To be fair, AFC Wimbledon are a club I like, so I wouldn't like to see them.
Yeah, I think they've had a tough history with the MK Dons stuff, and I think they've regrouped and they've brought themselves back up from the ashes. So well done.
Yeah, we pick no sides on that fight. I'm just saying, on this channel, we stay out of that fight because that is one fight I don't want to get involved in. But Burton about 3-4 weeks ago were bottom of the league. Absolutely dreadful form. They've just beaten Peterborough United 2-1. I mean, that's just mad.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank gets my absolute respect. He gets my 100% respect because he's been a Burton manager before, so he's not new to the club completely. So he's gone back into that club. He's put the rocket up their backside and said, you know what? I'm not having that. We had a loss of spirit, a lot of fight. We're going to get on the training field. We're going to kick the rocket up your backside, and we're not going to let it go wisely. Since then, it's like watching Burton Albion getting the playoff spots in the Championship. It's like watching Burton Albion at their very, very best. I know they probably didn't get the playoffs in the Championship, but it's like watching Burton Albion at their very, very best now. Yeah. It's like watching them at the very, very best. And Peterborough took it like a stroll in the park, and Burton said, nah, we're not going to have that. And they put the rocket up Peterborough's backside. So Peterborough needs to come back from this. I think this is a negative result for Peterborough, obviously. But if they don't get back from this, I could see the bottle of water start opening up and the bottle in the season starts coming out again.
They're still 7 points ahead of you, so all is good there.
We've got 4 games in hand, though, on Hull. We've got 2 on Peterborough, so we could catch up with them facing Hull tomorrow. So,
Reese asking what team did Burton lose 3-0 to? I'm presuming
Sunderland. Sunderland, yeah.
They lost 3-1 to us as well.
Excellent. Right, Doncaster Argyle finished 2-1. Moving on, League Two.
We've got to quickly digest this one.
Digest it. You sure can. My players digested enough marijuana to keep them going for an entire century.
No. I think you know what? I'm gonna be neutral about this. I'm gonna give Plymouth my absolute respect because no. Trust me. Banter aside, Plymouth Argyle were very impressive. They were. I know we've only had Butler for a couple of games now, but I think they were one of the toughest oppositions we've had this season, and that's no word of a lie because they did come out in the second half and they absolutely pressed us. If we took our chances, we could have been out of sight. If Plymouth took their chances, they would have took 3 points off us. It could have ended up being a 5-4 either way. So I'll give Plymouth my absolute respect. I think they're a very good team. They've done really good football. I give my respect to Ryan Lowe. I think in that game, it was just a case of we took 2 scrappy-ish goals, I'll admit, but Tom Anderson gets his goal, brilliant. Omar Bogle gets his goal. Charlton fans, apologise for saying Omar Bogle was a waste of space. Niall Ennis's goal was scrappy, in my opinion. I think the sticking the leg out was like a last resort, and I thought it was a foul at first, but good goal by Ennis, the former loanee of us. And you know what? Plymouth, I don't think they'll be affected by this. They'll go into the end of the season with a good run of form. They'll go near the playoffs. If they don't get it, they'll go up next season.
It's okay. It's not the first game. It's not the first game we've lost. So yeah, we're used to it now. As I said,
but for us, hopefully, it's the start of another 8 out of 9 wins, or an 8 out of 8 wins, or something like that. Hopefully, it's a good start for us to get on a winning.
All I'm gonna say is when you concede early in both halves, it does give me a strong indication that something is being done in the dressing room that is clearly making this lot go asleep. So I suggest getting a drum and start banging it before they go out. Just make sure they're awake. But a few League Two fixtures to get into. Exeter winning 4-0.
What a win,
Exeter. Yeah, well done.
Matt J hat-trick won it as well.
It was a Matt J hat-trick.
Very good win.
Very
for
good
them.
player. I think he deserves the move up to League One if Exeter don't go up this year.
Yeah, maybe.
Guaranteed.
I mean,
he won't join Plymouth, but he'll join another club.
I'm sure about that. But there is history of our Exeter players coming on their way to Argyle. It's how we got a certain it's how we got a certain Jamie Mackey, if I remember correctly.
Well, it might be a good thing though. Matt J partnering up with Luke Jeffcott, and that'd be brilliant if Niall Ennis doesn't go back to you on loan.
Oh, he's not on loan.
Sorry, Niall Ennis permanent. I forgot. If I think a striker 3 rotational with Luke, with Niall, and with Matt J, I think that'd be pretty good with the goals he's been putting in League Two.
We've got Luke Jepcott, Ryan Hardy, Byron Moore.
Again, could be a good backup option if you need him in case of injuries.
A fish striker? How many do you think we play in one game?
Yeah,
I mean,
but Byron Moore's not a striker, though, is he?
No, he's a striker, but he can play right wing back as well.
He's versatile. He's versatile.
Yeah, he's versatile.
But to be fair, if he was to leave, maybe Matt J came. I mean, that could work. But I don't see it personally, really. Exeter knowing
but for Joby McAnuff, I think it's just move on. He's getting to grips with management now. He's a good legendary footballer in the Football League, so we'll see how it does. But hopefully let Orient go from strength to strength in the next year or so.
Yeah, hopefully. Oldham versus Southend. Obviously, big news coming out of Oldham as well today. Yesterday, whenever it was announced. But a 0-0 draw against the team 23rd in the league. Not the greatest
Southend still my pick to go down with Grimsby. Southend still my pick, but I think with Oldham it's just the reason why I say that is because I think Barrow's got the games in hand, and I think they'll recuperate some kind of form. I've seen it in the National League. I've seen it, I've seen it when they were on that title charge in the National League. They got them into the Football League in the first place. Barrow got on a bad run of form at times, and they picked themselves up and went again. They went hard strong. So I think Barrow can get the wins if they really need to. So I think if they've got the right momentum and the right motivator, they can go for it. And in my opinion, Southend just got too many issues on and off the field, and Grimsby just need a complete revitalisation next season in the conference. So Southend's my pick, but hopefully Oldham improve under their new manager, which is rumoured to be Keith Curle.
Absolutely. Barrow, talking of Barrow, beating Mansfield, who are fairly near the bottom as well, beat them 2-0. Not a bad result for Barrow.
Yeah, good result for their relegation fight. But for Mansfield, it's an underachieving season, so I think they just need to go again.
Yeah.
Charlie,
But I think, to be honest with you, I think Mansfield deserve it. I mean, because our old manager Graham Coughlin, because he was at
Argyle legend
yeah.
Graham
I
Coughlin.
mean, he,
So
he was
yeah,
at Rovers, right? He took I mean, at the time, the squad didn't look too good, but he took us to fourth in the league, right?
yeah.
And then I remember Ipswich away, right? We beat Ipswich away, who were third at the time. We went fourth, and then straight after the game in the press conference, he said that he didn't want it to be at Rovers, and then he left us to go to Mansfield in League Two,
Oh,
and then it's
Wasn't it
falling
to be
apart.
closer to home though?
Yeah, but that's a load
I
of
think it
BS,
was.
though, isn't it?
And
What a load of
actually,
BS.
I'm pretty sure he got sacked
Yeah.
anyway. I don't know if he's
For
still at Mansfield.
no, yeah, he got
Well,
sacked. He got sacked. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's karma for them. So
yeah, and
they can have it.
Charlie, do you think that Mansfield could generally? I know they've underachieved this season, but do you think they could come back next season if they have the right players in, they get the right players, the wrong players out, and try and go? Because they were a playoff contender a year or two ago, so they can get back to those heights if they make the right moves. And if they're going to bring in a new manager next season, it's going to be the right appointment for that kind of push for the promotion. So, do you think they could achieve something next season?
Mansfield for me are more of a League Two club. I don't see them
Yeah.
really making that
Small-
push at the moment.
I do see them as a mid-table, but I think they could
Small
put
fan
something
base
like they have done.
Maybe
they've
a
got-
lucky season.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
got obviously that I can't remember her name, but their owners, I can't remember her name, but they've got a lot of money. They've invested a lot of money into the club,
Yeah.
and it just hasn't worked out. I mean, the squad
I
looks
do- I-
good on paper, but I think they've just got too much dead wood. Maybe if they try and make the squad smaller but with more quality, then maybe they have a chance. But I mean, Mansfield are just your average League Two team, aren't they? Really?
I'd agree with that. I'd definitely agree with that. I think just rip up the squad and bring in some new players, and they might be in the chance. But we've got to remember these guys were pushing for promotion a year or two ago, so they're not no mugs. They can do something if they want to. I think
and they currently sit 8th.
Well, yeah, true. But I think with Mansfield, it's just forget about this season and just move on to the next one and try and improve on your finish.
The last League Two game we'll cover before we quickly do Loan Watch and the couple of big stories. Obviously, you want to talk Doncaster as well. Morecambe beating Carlisle. Carlisle have been on a bad run of form recently. I think it's 3 games now that they've sort of lost in a row. But Morecambe under Derek Adams not looking too shabby.
They're flying mind, aren't they?
Yeah,
like Morecambe as well. Like they're such a small club and relegation favourites. And I mean, to be fair, your old manager is doing wonders with that squad. Unreal.
I've got to be honest, I've got to agree. Even though it's not the silky attacking football that many clubs have, I think the counter-attacking seems to work in League Two at the minute. And Derek Adams has done as much as what Argyle fans might disagree with Derek Adams, I think that we've got to give him at least a civil respect that he's done a good job at Morecambe. And I said this earlier.
Absolutely not.
Argyle might not. Argyle might not, but we will give him the civil respect.
Excellent.
And the reason why, and I said this, I think I said this off camera as well. With Derek Adams now, if they get promoted either through automatics, if Cambridge or Forest Green drop out, or because Cheltenham's winning the league in my opinion, so if Cambridge or Forest Green drop out and Morecambe drop in it and they get promoted, or they win the playoffs ahead of the likes of Bolton and Salford against all the odds.
Yeah.
It's all about next season for me. That's where I will fully judge Morecambe as a development.
Their relegation will be very nice, and Adams will get sacked.
I know it will be nice, but to be honest, next season is where I'll judge them because, and the reason why I say that is because their counter-attacking football works for League Two. If they develop that in League One to try and suit the style, and they at least survive relegation, 2-0 Chelsea. If they at least survive relegation and they survive relegation to mid-table finish, if they get that in their first year or two in League One, fair play to Derek Adams because he's got Morecambe working like a spell. And we've got to remember, I think it was like a year or two ago, they were bottom of the league halfway through the year. So they've come a long way in the short space of time, and massive respect to Morecambe if they go up because they deserve it. But for Carlisle, if they don't get on a good run of form soon, we're looking at another season in the 4th tier and maybe worse. And confirmation the Chelsea goal was scored by Jorginho.
I think Carlisle will hit on some good form. They've also got a lot of games in hand over almost everyone above them. So I wouldn't be dismissing Carlisle just yet.
Yeah, they've still got a chance, but they need to get a good run of form to do that.
A couple of comments before we do loan watch quickly. Curl is a good appointment for Oldham if it happens. Did well with Carlisle and Northampton. Totally agree with that.
But look how it ended. It might end up the same thing, and Oldham might go through in a rot again.
I don't know.
It's good for League Two. It's good for League Two. Is it good for League One? But is it going to be good if they get promoted?
I mean, it's one of them really. Time will tell. Goal difference is killer 2. It's on -2, which is actually one of the best around there. So, I mean, Southend.
That's pretty good, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, they didn't start. They started atrociously and then gained a bit of form midway through, and then they've gone on a bit of an inconsistent spiral. So it's going to be interesting to see if it's going to be Southend or Barrow going down to the conference. But it'd be interesting because we beat Southend in the playoff semi-final in 2008. So it'd be interesting to see if we go up to the Championship and they go into the conference.
Absolutely.
How times change. How times may change.
I'm going to say, Niall, one quick. That question that Indiana put, the worst away day.
The worst away day. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, Exeter.
7-1 against Southend away. No, that's my best away day.
No. All right. The worst away day, I'm going to go to... so many. There are so many.
There's so many fixtures that we bottled as well. I think Hartlepool away was the worst away day.
When we got beat 4-0 by Exeter, of course that was the worst away day. Best away day is when we beat Exeter. I think it was either 3-0 or 3-1. I don't remember it completely. I know Ruben Reed got a hat trick. That was our best away day.
Yeah, I'd say my worst away day will probably be away at Hartlepool in League Two when we bottled the title and they still got relegated. That was a bit embarrassing, even though it wasn't the massive scoreline. Our best away day was, I think it was either last season or the season before in League One. Southend 1, Donny 7. Wonderful result. I could have chosen loads of results in League Two, like the 5-1 against Morecambe and things like that.
Yeah.
But I chose the 7-1 because we demolished Southend in League One and we showed what we could do. That, even though McCann ended up being a snake, Moore ended up being a snake, they've built the foundations now. So I think the foundations were still an exciting time to watch.
Charlie, best and worst away days?
There's been a lot of bad and good. I think bad, I'm probably going to have to agree with, because both of you said Hartlepool as well, didn't you, as the worst? I'm going to have to agree.
It was quite shit as well.
What was it? I think it was the season we got relegated to the conference. So we're talking seven years ago, right? We lost.
I remember that one.
I went up there on the coach, 14-hour round trip, and we lost 4-0.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it was awful. Best away day, probably Northampton away a couple of years ago when we won 6-0.
That's not a bad shout. Chris saying Morecambe, if they go up, it's because of Derek Adams. Yeah, sure. Carlisle versus Grimsby tomorrow. We don't beat Grimsby, then relegate us. Our remaining games do look winnable. Top 7 still have to play for. We have to wake up. Grimsby should be a nice game. I expect us to win. I think everyone will expect us to win that. Yeah, I agree.
If Carlisle don't beat Grimsby, that could be the start of Grimsby getting some form back to try and survive.
That would be bad as well. And then I expect big performance versus Grimsby tomorrow. I would love us to score goals galore, but hopefully boost Carlisle. Absolutely agree with that.
I'd say Carlisle versus Grimsby is winner goes on a run. Winner goes on a run.
Definitely. Quickly on to loan watch. Liam Miller on loan from Liverpool. He had an all right game with Charlton, obviously. Can't remember what their score was again.
It was 0-0 with Oxford.
That's the one, yeah. That's why I didn't write down, because I couldn't bother covering a 0-0, to be honest with you. But yeah, Liam Miller, Ian Matson, and Matt Smith on loan from Arsenal. Matt Smith from Arsenal, Ian Matson from Chelsea, Liam Miller from Liverpool. So, they've got some good players in there. But none of them really sort of excelled this weekend.
No, with Charlton, I think it's the same with Portsmouth.
Yeah, don't get rid of the manager.
Don't get rid of the manager. Don't get promoted. You get rid of the manager in the summer and you start again new season. Then Charlton have a chance because Lebo's just been on too much bad run of form.
Yeah, do you want to talk quickly about Matt Smith, on loan for Man City at Doncaster?
Yeah, I think he's put in better performances, but in my opinion, he's still an absolute baller. And I'll say this right now: there's potentially, maybe we could get him on a permanent deal. He could be one of the people we could get on a permanent deal if we go up this year. So, that's why we love to get promotion this year, because there's so many talented players that we could get on a permanent deal like Matt Smith, and he's still a baller. I could tell sometimes with the way he helps Bostock direct the midfield like a box-to-box playmaker that he's got that Guardiola style of play in him. Not that we're a Guardiola team, not that we're Doncaster Lona, but I like the name, by the way, Doncaster Lona. But Matt Smith has that Pep Guardiola style in him, that exciting, fluent football that you see from the likes of the Gundogan and the De Bruynes, etc. So I can see that in him. And if Man City lose him next season, it's going to be a bargain of the century for us and a bit of a loss for the future of Man City, especially if Guardiola's out by the time he comes into that squad.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't disagree with that at all. I'll briefly go over the Argyle loanees. Keelan Watts, on loan from Newcastle. Relatively solid game. It was all right. He made 5 tackles, 3 clearances. Can't really complain too much. Jerome Opoku, it wasn't his greatest game, to be brutally honest with you. His passing is still on point. It's still very good, but it wasn't a great game for him, if I'm being brutally honest with you. Adam Lewis came on with 17 minutes ago, made an impact. Again, I look at pass accuracy because that is important if you especially in an Argyle lineup, because the passing is key to how we play. We like to play out from the back and all of that.
Yeah.
Again, a sort of solid from Adam.
I'll say that as well. I'll agree with that. Adam Lewis came on and made an impact, and they definitely put us under pressure for that period of time. So I'll give Adam Lewis my credit as well.
Just annoyed that he isn't starting too much every game.
I'd say he'd start the next game. If I was a Plymouth manager, I'd start him.
It is Ryan Lowe, and he has been a bit odd sometimes. Harvey White at Portsmouth, on loan from Tottenham. He got 30 minutes. He did all right, but I mean, nothing.
It was just seeing out the game and trying not make it even more embarrassing, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. And then Ryan Edmondson on loan at Northampton from Leeds. I mean, he did fairly well.
I think he was part of a good performance.
Definitely agree with that. 2 shots on target as well. A big game from Callum Connolly, obviously on loan at Fleetwood from Everton. 6 interceptions. He reads the game very well, in my opinion.
Very good player.
Wonderful. Also, I don't think you have him listed, but Dion Sanderson from Sunderland, I've got to give him a mention. He's put in a wonderful performance in that game against Rock. Oh, you got him listed? Brilliant. Fantastic. I've read your mind.
I've got him listed. He had a very good game.
Yeah,
well.
He's a future starter for Wolves, in my opinion. I think he's a good young up and coming talent. And this is what I mean about League One. We don't get enough respect. Dele Ali came from League One. Harry Kane's gone on loan to League One clubs in the past before his talent broke through. We have so much talent in this league. We don't get the respect we deserve in this league. So maybe if some of us go up to the league above, we might actually get some respect from the league below. So
definitely. Troy Parrott on loan from Tottenham at Ipswich. Nothing to shout about. Another poor game from him.
He needs to get back in that Mourinho setup and learn off Harry Kane next season.
He needs to learn how to score goals for a start.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to learn from Harry Kane and Heung-min Son.
He needs to go to League Two or the Conference. I still don't think he scored a goal for Millwall or Ipswich, and he's played nearly a full season.
And this is why I prefer him staying at Spurs, learning under Harry Kane and Heung-min Son, becoming the tutors and the teachers for this new apprentice, because I think that he'll learn a lot more under Harry Kane than he would do at a League Two club.
I tend to agree with Charlie. He probably just needs to get game time and put the ball in the back of the net. If I'm
I get that. Honest. You got the under-23 squad as well, so.
Yeah, definitely. Alex Palmer and Morgan Rogers on loan at Lincoln from West Brom and Man City.
Rogers is insane, man.
Yeah,
Rogers is a baller.
He's so good.
Brennan Johnson as well. I've got to give him a shout out. Brennan Johnson. He's a shout out as well. And Alex Palmer, he was one of the keepers we were looking at, along with Kovar and other people. So I give my respect to Palmer because he's done really well.
Palmer was on loan at Argyle last season, did fairly well with us as well.
Yeah, I think he'll be a future West Brom first teamer. I think, guaranteed.
I don't know. He got Sam Johnson, who's no.
Well,
no,
if Sam Johnston goes somewhere else, then he's the Alex Park number one spot.
Definitely. Ethan Laird, MK Dons from United. Just a very good performance. A lot of key passes, his passing accuracy very good. Just very good as a sort of wing back and sort of fits
so
the
good
MK
as well.
Dons.
He's kicked on really well at MK Dons, really well, and he's got that kind of counter-attacking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer style football in him.
I'd say he's probably best off getting a season in the Championship next year. I think
Championship
really
next, then work his way up in it.
Brutal as well, isn't it?
Yeah, even a mid-table Championship club would be lucky to have Ethan Ladd.
Yeah, totally agree. A couple from League Two that played this weekend. Deshaun Bernard on loan at Salford from United, and Robbie Cox on loan from Salford from Leeds. So, I mean,
one of the players we were looking at in the summer, man. There's times this season I've looked at him and thought maybe
have the greatest game. Robbie didn't have the greatest game. I'm not gonna lie.
He didn't have the greatest game, but there's been times where I've looked at him this season and thought we've missed the talent here.
And Deshaun Bernard also, it was all right. He made 2 clearances, 3 interceptions, 2 tackles, but then committed a penalty. So I mean,
again, it's like Troy Parrott at Ipswich. I feel, in my personal opinion, he's better going back to Man United and learning from the likes of Eric Bailly and Victor Lindelof.
Proper captain.
Not Harry Maguire. Do not let him anywhere near Harry Maguire.
Deshaun's done very well at Salford this year.
Yeah, he's done well.
He's done well. I think he can continue his development in the under squad at Man United. I think he can keep developing his talent if he's not going to get loaned out again.
Him first team football for me.
Yeah, it's better going out to League Two than playing for your under 23s.
Yeah, it's a complete
under 23s is not good.
Yeah, just don't let him learn off Harry Maguire. That's all I ask. Don't let him learn off Harry Maguire.
Absolutely. And then the last one was Jamie Cummings from Stevenage on loan from Chelsea. Got an assist as well.
Yeah.
not too bad. And kept a clean sheet. So all positive from him, really.
Yeah, Stevenage have gone on the up, so I give my congrats to Cummings because he's held his own in between the sticks. So very good from him. And
done very well. Yeah. Northampton as well also beat Portsmouth back-to-back wins for the first time ever, which is
well done.
Crazy.
Well done, Northampton. They deserve that.
And the last couple of stories before we do wrap up, apologies to everyone that it is a bit quicker today. Ipswich with a new takeover. Report saying a Suffolk solicitor believes recent land registry searches suggest a widely speculated takeover of Ipswich by an American-led investment group could be close to fruition. Town fan Paul Munnings, commercial property associate at Ipswich-based solicitors Pretties, discovered a priority search for the Playford Road and Bent Lane training centres on the HM Land Registry website. So I mean,
it's looking likely. It's looking likely.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to Ipswich if it goes ahead. Hopefully, it doesn't end up like the Glazers.
Yeah, another American. Charlie, anything to say on
the Ipswich takeover?
Yeah, it's good news. Ipswich fans have been wanting it for a while, obviously with the change in management to go with it as well. So, yeah, good news for them. They need to kick on now and get out the league.
Definitely. And then the last bit of news is Oldham. They've sacked Harry Kewell. The club statement said Harry Kewell has today been relieved of his duties as head coach of Oldham. Arriving in August 2020, he now leaves along with his assistant Alan Maybury. We would like to thank both of them for their efforts this season and wish them all the best for the future. An announcement on a replacement will be communicated in due course, with no further comment until then.
I think the new appointment will come quicker than they've said in the statement because from what I've been looking at from multiple sources, it's pretty much 95% going to be Keith Curle. And, I've said my thoughts on this already today. I think that, for League Two, if you want a good League Two promotion candidate, he's a good appointment. The thing that struggles with me is League One. If they make the step up, can they adjust the step up? Because on the past history with Northampton this season, I think Keith Curle's evidence that maybe he needs to adjust it in a different way than he has to with Northampton. So, hopefully Keith Curle can get Oldham back into League One because I've missed them in League One a bit. It was nice, but I think hopefully, because Oldham are a former Premiership club once upon a time, so they've got a lot of history behind them. And the ownership's not exactly been great, so they deserve a lot better than they've got. So if Keith Curle's going to be the manager, just do the best you can in League Two, try and get promotion in the next couple of years, and if you do that, adjust it in a different way to you have at Northampton. Otherwise, it's going to be another manager to try and get them out of the League One relegation place.
Keith Curle for me is one of the best League Two managers you can get. He's very, very experienced in the bottom tier.
It's just League One. It's just League One where he can adjust.
But that's something you get to you deal with when you get there. I mean, there's no suggestion to say that Oldham would get there straight away. Charlie, anything to add on the Oldham sacking?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been like that Oldham, hasn't it? The past few years, the countless managers they've had some. I think they had some ex-AS Monaco manager. It's the amount of. I mean, it's the board. The board is all wrong. You can't just be getting these random managers who've been in other leagues, because it's completely different. You need, a good stable manager, and I think Curle could do a good job. But again, it's just, if you look at even the squad, it's just players from everywhere. They've got players from all different countries, and they don't really mix together. But yeah, I think he could get the best out of him. Keith Curle, bring some of his own players in, and hopefully turn good times back in for Oldham.
They deserve the good times. They deserve it. And what I'll say about the nationalities is you've got to try and gel them. You can't just have one nationality in the squad. You can't just have multiple nationalities for no reason. You've got to find a way to gel them. And hopefully Keith Curle's the man to gel them together and get a good chemistry going. Because I think a good chemistry and a good morale creates a good team.
Yeah, to be fair, it's just been a mixed match, as Charlie said. It's not really.
I feel sorry for Oldham. I feel sorry for him.
So, last couple of comments. The players can turn it around from Chris. The players can turn it around themselves, and manager got us in good position in first place, so it's still there. Maybe it's just a bad spell. I'm just frustrated. I'll drop points. Being against teams in the bottom half. It's still progress for Carlisle, especially when we were a mess last season before Chris Beach took over and done a great job, but I still want promotion. We are a League One in history. My prediction, Carlisle 4-0 Grimsby. That's what I expect. I expect reaction and a big performance. To be fair, I can see why he would expect that. Grimsby are bottom of the league and not doing too great.
But I back Grimsby. I think they came back. I think they took the lead against Forest Green. They took the lead against Forest Green and lost it. So I think they'll learn from that, and they might come back and take advantage of Carlisle by form.
No, I feel like this is the game that Carlisle probably does turn around, in my personal opinion. Knowing Carlisle, they're a very good team as well, and they just hit a bit of bad form. Everyone has it. He then goes on to say Curle and Tisdale are League Two managers.
Mate, don't even mention Tisdale. What a shambles.
No, but that is a true point, because Tisdale, when he was at Exeter, did fairly well. And
he's a long-serving manager. He's doing really well.
He's just League Two. I was so annoyed when we got him. Just
MK Dons weren't happy either.
Cheap
Don't
option.
blame you at all. It is the cheap option.
I bet MK Dons weren't happy either.
I doubt they were. And then they can get teams up but struggle in League One. Yeah, totally agree. But that has pretty much been everything. Obviously, apologies that it is a bit quicker, but there was lots to get through today. And we actually got...
It's still been a long show, to be fair.
Yeah, it's been fairly long. Obviously, we got through pretty much everything that we wanted to talk about. I think we missed one match out, which was a 1-1. In League Two.
I want to talk about Donny, what's happening behind the scenes at the minute, but we'll take that.
You've got time for it.
I'm not going to confirm anything, but what I will say is, from what I've heard, is, and this is not confirmed either way, so don't quote me on this, guys. But from what I've heard, all 11 out of contract players could be signing new deals. Coppinger may stay for another year. I would like to see that happen personally. And in terms of loanees to permanent, it looks like it's if we go up, it'll be Matt Smith and Josh Sims. Maybe, not confirmed yet, but maybe. But I think if we do get Matt Smith and Josh Sims permanently, maybe one or two other players across the line if we go up and get all these 11 players on new deals, then I think we'll be a strong side in the Championship next season if we go up.
Yep, that's fair.
Definitely.
Obviously, if you do go up being the big word there. Last couple of comments. Big up Liam, a fellow Janner, a fellow Argyle lad. Exeter equals playoff bottle FC. Argyle equals beat big teams, lose to awful teams, and Exeter can stay in League Two until we go to a championship. Then they can do whatever they want whilst we do championship away days.
I missed Plymouth in the championship. I think they were good in the championship.
So do I. Don't worry, so do I. I missed them there as well. Chris saying,
I remember watching that old ITV, the Championship, and actually, I know they lost to Barnsley, but they put in a good shift against Barnsley on the last day of the season, because it was Norwich that got beat by Charlton on the final day, and they ended up going down to League One, and now they are they're walking the Championship at the minute. So
we were decent in league in the Championship with obviously Ian.
Yeah, a good manager.
Until he decided to leave. And then Chris saying, hopefully we can replace Morecambe in the playoffs. Fingers crossed, us Carlisle fans don't like Morecambe. Trust me, I hope Carlisle will do that as well. But guys, we have come to the end of the show today. Make sure you have smashed that like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, share it, share the link on all your socials. Get as many people from Leagues 1 and 2 watching this as possible. So we'd love to get some more interactions with them as well. The next show on here is the next gen tomorrow night. I think it's 10 o'clock. See, I can remember it when we do our Monday show. Because when we did that midweek show, I was like, hold on, what's the next show? But it is the next gen tomorrow. But Aaron, before we go, where can they find you, bro?
So you can find me on Forever Football DRFC. I have DM'd that Bayern Munich youngster Musiala for an interview, so I'm hoping for the best from that one. But yeah, hopefully, we've got some good content coming the way. We've got some great people that want to be involved, and it's going to be all good. And before I quickly go on to Charlie, I do want to say quickly 3 points hopefully tomorrow against Crewe, and I just want to say on behalf of the first 11, we send our thoughts and prayers to Liam Bennett, who's a 17-year-old from AFC Fylde who tragically passed away yesterday. So I want to give our hearts and thoughts and prayers to his friends, family, and AFC Fylde Football Club. So thank you very much, guys. And
yeah, echo that. Tragic the way he
awful, isn't it? 17. Absolutely. I think I'm pretty sure he hit a power cable, wasn't he? Trying to get a ball.
It was, yeah. And the worst thing is, it's not the fact that he was a player with so much potential. It was the fact that he was a decent, honest, wonderful human being that we've lost. So, and like I said, I send my thoughts and prayers to his family, friends, and also AFC Fylde Football Club, because they've lost one of their own. So we all of us are AFC Fylde today. All of us are AFC Fylde.
Absolutely tragic. Yeah, trying to get a ball back and hitting the power cable, which is just tragic news, to be honest. Charlie, bro, where can they find you, mate?
Yeah, One Rovers vlogs on YouTube, on the road to 2K. Also on Twitter, I've changed my Twitter handle to just One Rovers vlog, so it's easier. So One Rovers vlogs on Twitter as well. Yeah, keep smashing the content on the First XI as well, and follow all of our socials and channels, and everyone else.
Absolutely. Chris saying, take care, lads. Let's hope for good week for all our teams.
Fingers crossed.
Convincing Bayern youngster to Doncaster. I'm going to message Harry Kane and see if I can get an interview. If we don't win tomorrow, it's going to be an awful night, and I'll just give up supporting us. We're going to awful. I completely agree.
No, they're not. They're not awful. They're not awful. They beat MK Dons.
Yeah,
they nearly beat Peterborough. They beat us.
Peterborough awful as well. Everyone's awful at the moment. But you can find me on Twitter at Niall_PAFC, where you'll find me posting God knows what. And you'll also find my YouTube channel at Let's Talk Premier League. I'll be there in about 40 minutes doing a weekly review show. And there's going to be a lot to talk about. I've got a couple of Liverpool fans as well coming on, so the banter, I'm going to see if they can count to 6 for me, because it's been a bit of an emotional day for them. But everyone, thank you for watching. Make sure, as I said, that you smash in the like button and subscribing to the channel. And until next Monday, we'll see you then. But it is the next gen on tomorrow.